the spore pustules of chrysanthemum rust.
Gardens grow, but mostly for their green leaves with gold veins. There, where the borders seed in old soils, springs a perfectly evergreen addy, ari, abi, addy, ano, he calls. Suitable white flowers are also borders. Plant au table for mon cher Lorelei. No vision in gardens, but in division. Soil white flowers there, or plant seed in green veins, perfectly old. Volume 2, Damage Done to Pear by Capsid Bug. He carried me to the site of 3 methods that restructure sex. Before sex methods, before concrete clearly moved, briefly consolidated in inches. Should sex question such remade structure? Load concrete and subsoil briefly resex the well. Begin ere the sex method should question such structures. Be the landlord and reload if subsoil wells. Volume 3, Damage caused by the leaf mining maggot to cineraria. Deal me some hidden paths into this limited garden. Make enough to raise some degree of hidden beauties, no delight in borders. Deal some hidden me. Borders make me limited, and deal no delight. Make a hidden view of me, raise the nipple, and make me view beauties of delight. For some, a great lay is enough. Dig the view. Volume 4, 112, Apples attacked by coddling moth larvae. The old robbers, them, robbers and enemies, all biting at their pears. They fear a stealing back. It is well known that most boys learn to say the old fear. Oh, worse and worse, the scar so old that the young are grown very hard. Volume 5, 109, Rose Mildew. Mo the pure and populist, most cannot hint well beyond her robust limit. Build the beautiful hint out beyond her pure place. A place beyond her. Be fair, hint well. It might limit, popular, humour, beautiful, individual, termistics. Build robust marks, not overfay. Mark the beautiful, and the winter might be summer. Rest. Volume 6, 115, Raspberry Beetle Grub. When are proprietary poisons dissolved in us? One curled eye is almost you of no us. There may be the sex hour, the spray print of water. There the sex is water. Apply swash directly. half the spray of any hour, the mix of fresh juices of tissues. Half the wash is of lead, trees of fine curled lead, dissolved in us.
Volume 7, 117, Cherry showing dieback.
When can the other be cut for unobtainable soft parts? Thumb the fruit of the fully other, mate only if sweet as choice cherries. See, little dear, in the dark woods, pinching young leaves after you.
Volume 8, 111, Brown Rot on Plum.
Cultural advice through fruit. Plant these apple trees to demonstrate cultural models. Gardeners depart to dig ice and plant. They remember spring provided other help. Rules for fruit promised law. Our tree promised these. If fruit fell, there may open other flourishing. Transplant any ally. Plant other rules.
Volume 9, 119, Sunnery Fly Grubs on Back of Leaf.
Bend over, mating spade and shovel, kissing spade, sighing shovel. Quality has to be inverted, young as a strong soda and not straight.
Volume 10, Scale on Camellia Leaf.
The plot so thickly formational with unlove. In a public garden of severe style, strips mains, soils bedding, fills the well. Be abroad, quite apart, and bordered by counterworks.
Volume 11, 116, Eggs of Bean Aphis laid on shoots of spindle tree.
This is a limina your analysand may open. The fundamental cause may be that rod singing in its beak. How much will matters differ later on?
Volume 12, 124, Painting Canker with Meadow.
Readers hear only through holes, intervals riddled with the allowed. Should he not read and allow for touch? Treatment should refer to alchemy. Running a fresh bath, formalin or carbolic, heated at minute intervals, pressure of touch allowed.
Act 3, a puppet extravaganza. Meine Damen und Herren, ladies and gentlemen, the company of puppets is assembled for tonight's show. A field ballet for armed personnel. The characters in order of appearance are as follows. The wound puppets. The wound puppets are a troupe sculpted from antimatter. Their limbs are the cone and cylinder negative spaces of bullet parts. The field doctor. The field doctor is made of hollowed out gutter splints and valves. The calf and the sheep. These are made of leather and wool and have silk leads. Dance 1 for the wound puppets, entitled The Bullet Entry. There is a clear aperture of entry. The company divides on the stage, fragments without splintering. Movements are more sedentary than propelled, kept together by the articular surface. Long fissures in the articulation do not radiate. There is a narrowness of the capsula. The sorrows are slight traumatisms of the bullets still present. The dance concludes with a favourable evolution of wounds. Dance 2 for the wound puppets and the field doctor, entitled The Diagnosis. The wound puppets take up the position the wounded man occupies at the moment of traumatization. There are changes of shapes in the limbs. There is abnormal mobility. Immobilization must be carried out. They must abstain from any exploration. For each articulation, the fissures take the directions forced on them. Dance 3 for the wound puppets and the field doctor, entitled The Treatment. Continual pas de deux of field doctor for each wound puppet. Immobilization of limbs during treatment, leaving articulation free. There is incision and a burrowing of the pus. There is the application of dressings. The articulation should be washed out. Passive movements begin early. The wound puppets moved earliest move the most. Those moved later lose power. Dance 4 for the wound puppets, the field doctor, the calf and the sheep, entitled Wounds of the Nerves. Tenacious, intermittent or continuous, spasm and contraction awakened by the slightest contact, and more so in a fear of contact. Sensory motor disturbances interrupted, forced back. The calf and the sheep enter. The field doctor ties them to the wound puppets by leads of silk threads. They all dance together while leading the animals from the stage. Aperture or exit.
In a tall tale, I am his Sybil. I am an ink inlet. I tell of live ink. His ink vial lit as if live to ink is vital. son, son son, son son déjà sonné. Son son déjà sonné, son son déjà sonné. Son son déjà